Hey guys, I have to go be a person pretty soon, so I was gonna just get ready and tell you guys a wonderful story, and I hope you're really excited because just freaking get ready for this. It's really not that crazy, it's just annoying, and this is why I hate Lowe's, okay? This is just like a true story of events, and if it makes Lowe's look bad, then, you know, good. I don't even know where to start because, well, yes I do, at the beginning. My parents got me appliances for my house because the appliances at my house previously, okay, think about like the first stove that like ever existed, and then that is the stove that was at my house. This is the problem with the stove. It just didn't light. So, you know, you'd turn the knob, it'd kind of click a few times. So it basically got to the point where we had to keep a lighter next to the stove to light the stove to cook. That's annoying. So my mom tells me like, hey, we ordered these appliances, people are going to be contacting you so that you can set up the install, delivery, whatnot, whatever. I'm an adult, this doesn't sound like a terrible thing, like I'll figure it out, you know. I was actually kind of scared because calling people is not fun, but I got over that. I'm terrible at multitasking. So these people call me, they're like, hey, when can we set up this install? We're gonna be coming from an hour away, so it's kind of a far drive. Basically, we set up this install, and let me just tell you what all goes into having to get your stove, dishwasher, and microwave replaced. So you can't just have these people show up at your door willy-nilly. I know you have to like prepare for them to come in, right? Just think about this. I have to clean out the dishwasher every single time, so like empty it, make sure there's no nasty dirty dishes in there, so I have to do that. Have to clean the stove because I'm a good person, okay? I don't want them to have to take out some crusty dusty old stove out of my house, okay? So I have to clean the stove, and it gets dirty every time we use it for whatever reason. Have to, I mean, that's pretty much it, but it's annoying, it's a lot of work. And take the pans out, okay? Take the fake, well, it's a real teapot kettle, but you know, we're those classy girls that have a little teapot kettle on our stove, so we have to move that too. So that's a lot of work right there. That's all day that would take just to do that. So just imagine that and keep that in mind while I tell this story. They say they're coming, they say, you know, 3 to 5 like they do. They say 3 to 5, that really means like 7, right? They call me and they say, okay, we are on our way. It's you know, 5:15 at this point. They're gonna get here basically at dinner time. That's annoying, but whatever. My mom's like, oh, feel bad for them, right? Because they're working over dinner, that's sad. I'm like, so I feel bad for them at the time. Then, fast forward about 30-40 minutes, I get a call from them again. Our car broke down on the way to get to your house. Okay, so that was the first time that they were supposed to come out there. We had to reschedule. It was annoying, whatever. So fast forward to the next time they come. This is the second time, mind you, that I've had to do all of those things that I previously mentioned to you that you know, it was a lot of work. So they come in this crusty, dusty van. What you would imagine pulling up to you and grabbing you off the street, and then like no one ever sees you again, that's the van. And then attached to that is a trailer, which I assume has all of their murder equipment in it. So these gentlemen come to my house and they start looking at this situation, and all of a sudden this guy comes up to me and goes, we have a problem. And I'm like, of course we do, because nothing in my life just goes like it's supposed to, so of course there's a problem, you know? So the guy's like, basically what happened is they like floored the dishwasher in. So like there's like this much floor, and the dishwasher is like, they can't get the dishwasher out, is basically what he's telling me. He's like, your options are gonna be to buy a different dishwasher that fits in this limited space that you've got here, or we need to take the countertop off, or like take the flooring out, all of which made me mad. So they install the microwave, they tell me they can't do the dishwasher that day, and I'm like all, you know, depressed and sad. So as they're leaving, my other roommate Becca, since she apparently has balls and I don't, asks, what about the stove? And this guy, I kid you not, says, we don't do stoves. I'm sorry, what? You don't do stoves? Like, we ordered a stove, where's the stove? So they leave that day, and I'm pissed. I have to call the people, deal with this. I'm lying, my mom did all of it. I didn't do anything. So my mom calls them basically and is trying to figure out what is going on, what we have to do about the dishwasher, yada, yada, yada. She's like, don't call us until you have the stove, because apparently the stove was just still not even in, so that's why they didn't have it. I don't know why they said they don't do stoves. I don't understand that part. Apparently there's a way that we can finesse the dishwasher. We don't have to order another one. We can just use the dishwasher that we have, right? Why did he tell me he couldn't do it? I don't understand. So fast forward a couple weeks, I think it was like right around Christmas time, because I was at my parents' house, and I get a call from the lady at Lowe's, and she's like, just letting you know, we got your range. You should be getting a call from somebody to come install it soon. So I'm like, awesome, thank you for calling me. That is so nice of you. Very thankful. And I'm just waiting for a call from this install guy. And I didn't know if it was going to be the same install guy. You know, is there only one guy in the greater St. Louis area that can install a stove, microwave, and dishwasher? Apparently yes. Literally this whole story is gonna be just me doing my eyebrows because I can't focus. So, you know, I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Sorry, I had to finish my eyebrows because it was gonna take me the entire video to do them and talk, because I can't multitask. I don't really care. So while I was doing that, I actually realized that I forgot the most important part of the story, and I hate myself for it. The first time that this guy came, in the midst of, you know, telling me, hey, we can't do your dishwasher, whatever, he had like prepped the dishwasher to be removed. So like 4 days after this guy came out to the house, I think it was like 4 or 5, it was a long time, like to the point where it was weird that we hadn't run the dishwasher in that amount of time, because normally we run it like every single day. But for some reason, this week, I don't know, I think it was like finals week, so we just like weren't eating very much, so there just weren't any dishes, so we just didn't do the dishwasher, and we were just letting them, you know, pile up, and you understand, it was finals week, it was crazy. My roommate was in the kitchen, and she was running the water, and she came in a couple minutes later, and she goes, do you guys hear that? We could hear rushing water, gushing, rushing, a lot of water, like a waterfall. We knew that this was not good, so we ran to the basement. My basement was flooding to the point where I'm talking, there was water coming out of the ceiling, waterfalls, okay? And no, my basement didn't flood, but like for the purpose of this story, sure, it did, because that's annoying. Be a homeowner, they say. It's fun, they say. So I call my parents, like the adult that I am, and I tell them, my house is flooding. What the heck am I supposed to do? My dad's like, go look under the sink. And I'm like, why? Like, what does that have to do with anything? So I go up there, and I guess, so while the guy was going to install the new dishwasher and take that dishwasher out, he had unhooked the thingamabob. So apparently there's like a tube that connects the garbage disposal to the dishwasher, which is actually really smart, and whoever thought of that, you're a genius, but I did not know that that was a thing. So there was freaking water and food, mind you, because like the food that was coming out of the hole that was now open in the garbage disposal was all coming out. So under my sink, there was water and food particles everywhere, okay? So we're trying to clean this up. I have to like screw this freaking contraption back together to get this water to stop. So I was very pissed. So I took pictures because, you know, I was going to raise hell. Because honestly, like, I get it, but like, how do you forget to rehook that up? It seems kind of important, you know? So I get the phone call that says, hey, the stove's here. You should be getting a call from somebody pretty soon about installation. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I won't freak out yet. In the back of my pocket, I have this little, oh, by the way, you flooded my freaking house and ruined everything in my house card that I might play at some point. But, you know, I'm just sitting on that and being a good citizen and waiting for my phone call. So a week goes by. I mean, it's the holidays. Another week goes by. So I'm like, what the heck? So I call Lowe's and I'm like, hey, no one's contacted me. It's been like 2 weeks since you told me you had the stove. What the F is going on? The people I talked to at Lowe's were very nice, but not very helpful. I eventually get into contact with this guy that's supposed to be coming and installing my stove. So mind you, he has not called me, even though he was supposed to, for all of these weeks. And by all of these weeks, I mean 2 weeks. No one has tried to contact me. I'm annoyed at this point because I've been waiting several weeks for my stove. My other stove is from the dinosaur era and does not work, so I'm just infuriated. So finally, this guy talks to me, and I'm a very nice person to him, like I should be, because I don't want to be mean to him, because I want him to install my appliances. I forgot what I was doing. The day comes around where this guy is supposed to come to my house, and I think it was like it was like a Wednesday. It was a Wednesday, because Wednesday's his favorite day to come. So it was a Wednesday. I'm sitting there, I'm waiting for them to call and let me know that they're on their way. He told me 10 to 12. It's 12:30 at this point, and I'm like, hello. So then I call Lowe's again because I've had to call them 3,000 freaking times in this process, and I just have the phone number on basically speed dial by this point. So I tell them, hey, like, someone was supposed to come out to my house and install a stove and a dishwasher. So this was the third time that I've, you know, gotten up, done all of those things that I previously mentioned. If you don't remember, rewind to the beginning of the video and then listen to all the things that I told you were annoying. I had to do that again. Third time that this happened. And mind you, they had not called to say like, hey, we're on our way. I'm waiting. I get this phone call from this lady. She says, so-and-so, let's call him Fabio because I think his name should be Fabio. Fabio, his wife went into labor, so he's not going to be able to make it. I'm sorry. Congrats, Fabio. I don't think you're giving birth, so why are you not installing my appliances? Now that might seem really, you know, rash and rude, but like Fabio had flooded my house, so I didn't really like him that much and I wasn't really happy about his baby. Anyways, this lady's like, we're sorry, blah blah blah. Could you have called me before? You know, I waited for 2.5 freaking hours at my house and had prepared my entire house. No, apparently not. So anyways, she says, let's reschedule. So she's rescheduling and she's like, I don't know his calendar, but I'll put you down for Saturday. Friday rolls around and apparently Saturday, Friday, both days are supposed to be this freaking snowpocalypse, and the guy calls me. This is Fabio with Lowe's and we're gonna have to reschedule. And I'm like, okay, because of the storm? And he says, oh, yeah, he's lying. And I'm like, okay, whatever, we're gonna reschedule because I didn't really think this storm was gonna be bad. It was bad. In the midst of this conversation, his phone dies and I try to call him back several times and I can't get him. And I guess while I was calling him, he was actually in the midst of calling me, and that's why we were not able to reach each other. He left me a voicemail. He says, oh, sorry, my phone died, but I'm thinking 10 to 12. How does that work for you? I'll get in contact with you when I have my phone. I'm just calling you from a hospital phone. My wife had a baby. I'm a dad. Blah, blah, blah. I don't think that means for me to call him back. I don't know what you guys get out of that, but none of that sounded like Kristen needs to call Fabio back. And he never said what day he wanted to come. That was just, you know, what am I supposed to do with that information? So I just didn't call him back. So a couple days later, I'm kind of like, I haven't heard from this dude. This is annoying. I want my freaking stove. I call Lowe's because I'm gonna go over his head because he's annoying me. I'm like, hey, I've been trying to get my appliances installed for a month now and nobody seems to be able to do that for me. This guy is supposed to be installing them, but he has not called me. Camera's freaking dying. Okay guys, basically what just happened is my camera died. So I'm just gonna give up on the whole getting ready thing. Because my attention span wasn't long enough and apparently neither was my camera's. I finally get a phone call from this guy and he's like, oh, did you not get my voicemail? I'm like, yes, I got your voicemail. Like, you didn't say what day. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, I just had a baby. How many times do you have to tell me that you just had a baby? Like, I know, and I don't care still. That sounds mean. Like, I'm sure, like, that's a really happy time in his life, but, did you give birth? No. And I'm sure your wife could attest to that also, that you did not birth the child. Finally, it's like, okay, we'll come on Wednesday, because if you remember, Fabio loves Wednesdays. For the 4th time, I prepare my kitchen for new stuff. They finally come, yay, hopefully they have the stove, because I talked to them multiple times, and you know, the first time they told me they don't do stoves, so by miracle of God, this time they're gonna do the stove, and they're somehow gonna get the dishwasher in that for some reason wasn't gonna work before. So they're in there, you know, there's 2 of these guys. They're the same 2 guys from before. They pull up in their pedo van that looks like it could kill everyone. And my mom, in the meantime, my mom's over here telling me I should mention that they flooded my entire basement, but I don't have balls, so I didn't do that. The guy's having a lot of trouble like maneuvering the stove out of the house, and I'm just like scared for my walls at this point because it looks like he's going to damage them. It takes him about 30 minutes to install the stove and get it all figured out and do the dishwasher, everything. They leave, whatever. I'm just happy that I finally have my appliances. Later that night, we're like, let's cook something, okay? It was brought to my attention that my walls all around my kitchen where they were working have been damaged. And I'm not talking like 1 or 2 scratches. I'm talking both sides of the wall, just complete dents all over the freaking place, to the point where I'm going to have to spackle, respackle, fix like about 16 holes, because apparently it didn't matter to them what my kitchen looked like after they got done. So by this point, I am seething, okay? I have pictures of my walls from all of the damage that they have caused. And I mean, yes, I have a dishwasher and I have a stove and I have a microwave now, but I also have dents all over my walls. Do you see where I'm going with this? Like, it was a whole annoying process, and I paid $400 for the delivery for them to flood my house, take 2 months, and damage my walls. So I don't like Lowe's anymore, and I will be complaining. Actually, hopefully my mom will be, because I don't want to deal with it. Congratulations, Fabio, on your child. I really hope that you didn't name him Stove. It'd be really awesome though if he did. What a kind of name is Stove? Are you an appliance? Josh is literally going to kill me because I told him I would be somewhere like 30 minutes ago and I'm not there. So sorry, future Josh. Past Kristen is very upset and sorry about it. Get out of my room. But anyways, guys, that is the story of why I really don't like Lowe's anymore and why they ruined my house and made me mad. Thank you for watching. It's been real. Maybe someday I'll figure out how to multitask and get ready and tell a story at the same time. That day's not today though. So bye guys.